Alright, now we're inside of Adobe Photoshop, and I simply went to File and Open, and I brought in the saucer PNG that we created inside of Illustrator. Now, what we're going to do here is just give this a little bit more dimension because it's kind of flat and it's kind of hard to see what's going on. So to do that, we're going to use the brush tool. And let me go ahead and tear this layer panel off real fast and show you what we're going to do here. You'll notice that we have this lock icon in the layers panel. And what the lock icon does is when you click it, it looks at the areas that actually have no data. And by the way, if you've never used Photoshop, this checkerboard pattern represents transparency. So this is not really something that will print out. But the things that actually have pixels will be the only thing that you can actually paint on. So this locks transparency. Now, you might be wondering why to do that. Well, go ahead and grab your brush by clicking right here. Let's go up here where it says the brush size, or whatever you have there, and choose a nice soft brush. Move your mouse outside to see if the brush is big enough, like so. And if not, you can scroll down to find a bigger brush, or you can use this size slider and move your mouse out here again to see if it's going to be the right size. And I think that's about good, 30 pixels. I'll hit escape on my keyboard, and I'm also going to show you another way to increase the brush size. You can hit the right bracket key on your keyboard a couple times to increase or decrease the brush size. The left bracket decreases, the right bracket increases. I'm going to click on this swatch here, all right, this foreground swatch, and I'm going to choose a dark gray color. And I'm going to go to the opacity up here and drop it down. And I'm simply going to brush like so on top of this saucer. All right, so you can just take your time and brush like so to give it a little bit of a lip. Now, if that's too dark, drop the opacity down a little bit. Press Command and Control Z as I just did there to undo and try again. And you'll notice that we can't paint in the transparent areas because of this lock. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it again with another pass. And I'll go down here one more time just to darken this lip a little bit more. And I might even come up here and do the same thing. Now, if you want to get a little bit of a neater effect, you can use the pen tool to draw a path out if you want to. It's a little easier. Or you can use something like the polygonal lasso tool, and you can just take your time and draw out an area like so. And this is going to be very rough, by the way. And when I click on the first point, I can then fill this area with that color. I can go to Edit, Fill, Foreground Color, OK. And that's how you can use that tool. Now, if that's too harsh as well, just simply press Command and Control Z to undo, and you can also go to Edit, Step Backwards to go backwards a couple of steps completely. So as you can see, you can use Photoshop to really enhance artwork that you create elsewhere. We can also, if you want to, take the ellipse tool and we can draw windows if we want to. So we can put a window. We can go down to our foreground swatch. We could choose a crazy, like, really bright blue color. We can go to Edit, Fill, OK, and we have our window. Now what we'll take is the regular selection tool, and we can duplicate this. And the way to do that is to hold down on your keyboard the Alt or Option key. And you'll notice my mouse changes. I'll let go of that key. Press it again, I get double arrow. And I can just duplicate this a couple of times to make some windows. And with one selected, I could press Command and Control T, and I can scale that down if I want to. Hit Enter or Return, and I can move it. To deselect, press Command or Control D. So as you can see, we have windows, we have shadows, and I might refine this a little bit further, but I just wanted to show you the value of using Photoshop in conjunction with Illustrator to take artwork that was flat and add a little bit of depth to it.